Build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerated whitening. Call 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith.
This hour of The Morning Rush is driven by Rath Mitsubishi in Springdale and online at rathmitsubishi.com. You're rolling with Rath on The Morning Rush.
Roads? Well, we're going, we don't need roads.
Taylor is an incredible athlete. We as an offensive line have to put him in the best position possible for him to showcase his skills and to be able to make plays. We have great playmakers all across the offense, and JJ, Armstrong, Taylor, Tesla, Satania. I mean, we're talented across the board, and we have to hold up our end of the bargain, as I said before. We have to execute our game plan. We have to communicate and prepare better than we did last week because obviously we didn't get it done.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Light the candle!
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this now?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those calls!
You can't have a bad show when you start out with bacon. Luckily, Tommy Kraft has brought bacon, sausage, and that is just the tip of the iceberg here at the Tankersly Food Show in Fort Smith, the annual one that they have each and every year. You know, we go to restaurants, we get to different towns across the United States for different away games. I don't think I've ever seen this much food in one setting before here in the Fort Smith Convention Center.
Yeah, we are downtown Fort Smith, and this is their 80th annual or 80th anniversary with Tankersly Foods. And they were kind enough to invite the Morning Rush and halftime down today. We were here last year with halftime, and I'm telling you, this is a fat man's paradise.
I was going to say, you're jealous of the guys last year, weren't you?
Everything, I was here and got to wander around, but everything you could imagine that you would buy in a restaurant is here to sample today. So if you're a restaurateur, you're someone that's, you're in the food business, this is the place to be because they've got all of their vendors from all different companies here set up, including the Tankersly Foods executive corporate chef, who is hand-cutting us a steak as we speak, Ty.
Sweet.
You ever had a ribeye steak at 9 o'clock in the morning?
This will be a first time.
You getting ready to? You're getting ready to if you haven't. The other thing, because I know how the affinity you have for burgers. He's making us I think it's like a Wagyu burger or something too.
I canceled lunch today at your discretion.
Oh, I told you don't eat. Just forget dinner last night.
I was gonna say I had lunch plans.
Now, I think this is Petit Jean Bacon. I'm not sure where I was in a hurry to get back over here.
Know where Petit Jean's based out of?
Morrilton,
Arkansas. That's right outside. My grandmother has a farm in Hattieville, so I'm very familiar with that area. Well, we welcome you in here.
Try that bacon. It's good.
Is it good? All right. Well,
real pros eat on the air.
All right. Well, one of us is a pro. I am not that one. You can be the pro right now.
It is a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Very appropriate that we would be at a food show on What's Your Beef Wednesday. Brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Everything you need to be a hero at the tailgate this weekend. It is. Is this the biggest tailgate in Fayetteville since when? 6 o'clock game.
I think you have to go back to Texas in 21.
I think so. I think you're right. So, huge tailgating weekend. Now is the time to call Richards, 443-0000. They'll cut your steaks.
they'll get your gourmet burgers. They'll get your jalapeno poppers. They'll get everything you need to have a wonderful tailgate this weekend. That's Richard's Country Meat Market. Everything you need, shop-made sausages, bratwursts, and more. You can't do it without Richard's. 479-443-0000 for Richard's Country Meat Market.
Hey, Christian, do me a favor. Hit the opening drive, please.
He's got bacon in his hands.
I feel like D'Amico is playing with a chip on his shoulder this week. Also, Addison, I see an attitude at practice. He's practicing way better. He's practicing faster this week, so I can see the difference in his attitude this week going into Tennessee.
I think it's important that I get involved in the community. I think it's important that I take the team out and let people see it. That I'm approachable, but my players are also approachable. I think that's really important, and if you don't, you cheat the position.
In the home base hit, Bobby Witt Jr. drives in the first run of the postseason. Garcia in from third. So fitting that it should be Bobby Witt Jr. to get the Royals first on the board.
This is the opening drive presented by First Financial Mortgage in Fort Smith.
Shared a couple highlights there. One being Joshua Braun and the guys talking about Addison Nichols. That actually might have been, that was Brad Spence and Eric Gregory talking about both Danico Slaughter and Addison Nichols. Also heard from Josh Braun and Isaac Tesla last night. And for them, they're going up against their old team in the Tennessee Volunteers this weekend. You're John Calipari. We got a chance to listen to Cal. Tommy, you were remarking on how long he talked with the media yesterday before he came on. He does not have a shyness around just talking. I think we've learned that from his time in Fayetteville, which is crazy as we're coming up on half a year basically already, and he hasn't coached a game yet in Arkansas. And then there is some baseball stuff that we can get into as well as the Royals. I know that we've got some Royals fans listening across the state of Arkansas, and you've got some other games that have started. I got to be honest, and this is just a full disclosure thing. I did not watch 1 second of any postseason baseball game yesterday. I looked at the scores, I saw the highlights, and that's it.
Yeah, we've had 2 generations now, more or less, a generation and a half at least, that just aren't plugged in the way, my uncles and the way my father's generation's plugged in. Mine's kind of halfway plugged in. Yours has not even found the socket yet.
That's a good way to put it. Has not found the socket yet.
So they're not plugged in and not going to get plugged in.
Well,
and I think, a lot of this fantasy football has sucked your generation in more than mine, but mine was certainly interested in that. I just think people are so interested in fantasy sports, and I guess maybe if you can gamble on it, they'll figure out a way to really get interested.
Well, I know that a lot of people are interested in what's going to happen in Fayetteville, Arkansas this weekend. Christian, I'm kind of flying blind, so you might have to play the clips if you could. I know Sam Pittman was vocal about Tennessee's ability to get off to a fast start. They have just this uncanny instinct in that first quarter where they've outscored opponents this season 78-3. Here was Coach Pittman earlier this week remarking on the Vols and them just flying in the first quarter.
If they get going on you now, they're hard to stop. They're hard to stop because they go so fast, and then your corrections can't sub, so your corrections are made on the sidelines, So obviously they were to start like that. They're well prepared on both sides of the ball. We have to match that to have success on Saturday, which we plan on having.
So Arkansas has actually gotten off to a fast start in some games this season, most notably what happened in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma State. But I think the thing about Tennessee, if you watch Tennessee football the last few years under Josh Heupel, they're outside of Ole Miss. They're the quickest team in getting snaps in college football, and hopefully the energy that for the fans in attendance brings, that Arkansas's defense shows similar type of encouraging things than that initial first couple drives. That, Tommy, it's at least a game past the first quarter because Tennessee's done the opposite in some of these games this fall.
What was it, 78-3 you said?
Yep.
78-3 in the first quarter, Tennessee. That means if you win the coin toss, you take the ball. I don't care how good your defense is. You take the ball, and Bobby Petrino hopefully is designing some kind of 42-play 75-yard drive that we get 3 1/3 yards of play and just grind out that first quarter.
One of the things I got to give Kentucky and Mark Stoops credit for is Ole Miss's offense didn't have the ball at all in that first half, and they were at home. So you're hoping that Arkansas can establish the run early and get things going. All right, that is your opening drive, and it's brought to you by our friends at First Financial Mortgage. I was actually hanging out with Ethan Adamson yesterday. Biggest Pittsburgh Steelers fans out there. He's also a pretty good golfer. Thanks to him,
he's not a pretty good golfer. He is a really good golfer.
Is he scratch?
He's a plus handicap.
He's plus handicap.
Yeah.
Well, not only is he a great golfer, a great mortgage lender as well.
He's a better dude, though.
Yes, good dude. If you don't believe me, go to the Google ratings right now for First Financial Mortgage Fort Smith. 4.9 rating out of 5. You don't see reviews like that often. Again, give him a call and Emily and their entire team, 479-782-9300, or go online to ffb1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender. All right, you had promised.
I told you that when you come down here, you weren't going to need to eat for the rest of the week.
Yes, and that was why I led to canceling. Our friend Tankersly corporate chef Jeff Greeny now joins us. Jeff,
my man,
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I sent you a picture of this. We can put this on social media. But Chef here, what have you brought us, Chef?
Okay, so I've got a 22-ounce cowboy ribeye that's been French, so the bone is nice and visible. And I grilled that with some steak seasoning and then finished it with the chimichurri butter sauce.
Ooh,
awesome.
Chimichurri is like fancy. It's like a fancy green sauce, right?
Yeah. So it's got some roasted garlic, olive oil.
I'm
I put some butter in there.
I'm going to rip right into this.
Hey, get it. I tried to cut through it, but I'm in this weird full pan, so
yeah,
bear with me. So Tankersly Foods, we have our own meat cutting facility that we
Here's
own.
what you do right there.
On the bone.
You got a little handle here.
Yeah, caveman style.
How rude would it be if I just grabbed it from him?
No, just steal it from him, Ty. It's all good.
You gonna feed me?
No, well, here, I ain't doing that. Here, that's yours. Man, that's good.
And then I got a half-pound burger. I made a fire-roasted salsa to go over it, but our burgers are really good. They're 100% Angus chuck beef. We start with a whole muscle grind, so instead of the scraps that most people are serving, we're serving really good quality beef there at Tankersly Foods.
Do you have any wheelchairs in the back so you can wheel me out of here? 2 hours?
You're going to be in a meat coma?
Yeah, probably one of those at least. Meat coma, but that's not it's not just the meat. I'll have a little bit of everything here. Tommy was remarking about the biggest tailgate in Fayetteville this weekend. We kind of cited back to the game against Texas, said that this is the ultimate tailgate leading up for the Tennessee game this weekend, Jeff.
Absolutely. Hopefully we can run the ball and not rely so heavily on passing this week.
Man.
Yeah, I think that game plan, I don't think Arkansas fans necessarily going to dictate what Coach Petrino is going to do, but after 41 passes, attempts, and a lot more dropbacks, I would expect them to try and run the football. And I think Jeff, I don't know how you feel. I think the offensive line is, I don't know if I'm going to say ashamed, but there seems to be like I don't know the word I'm looking for, but they respect the heck out of Taylor Green. Of course, and they don't want him on his backside all the time, and they're going to take some pride, hopefully starting at 6:30 on Saturday night.
I tell you what, I'd love to see some good old pancake blocks, that's for sure. Let's see him finish some blocks.
Last 3 games in Fayetteville have gone Arkansas's way. This is the most potent Tennessee team that they've ever had to play to this point. But I hope Tommy, I hope there's a lot more positive vibes by the end of the week.
I hope the game's as sweet as that steak you're gnawing. They say closer to the bone, the sweeter the meat.
That's true.
Would you agree with that? Because you are eating the ribeye steak right off the bone, Ty.
Yes, it is phenomenal. So, I am so glad you told me to cancel my lunch plans.
I canceled dinner last night. The wife made some chili, and I just ate like one bowl, and that was it because I knew that no breakfast. This is breakfast this morning. So.
Absolutely.
So we're obviously wanting to talk to the restaurateurs out there.
Sure.
We're wanting to talk to anyone in the food service business. Tankersly's been around for 80 years in the food service.
This is our 80th anniversary, absolutely. Been around for a long time, and we're kind of like good wine, just keep getting better with age. We keep learning more things and finding out ways to be better and better ways to take care of our customers, and it's my job to keep us on the cutting edge of the culinary world. So those that cannot afford an executive chef, if you're a customer of ours, I am your chef.
So what do you do on a daily basis, sir?
Man, we don't have enough time to talk about it, but obviously I'm creating menu items and recipe cards for our current customers, and then as well trying to make sure that we've got all the products that keeps us ahead of the game, checking in on quality on the packing, and I don't know. You tell me, how's our packing plant doing?
And I'm gonna tell you that steak is good. Ty's sinking into this. Now tell me about this burger you've made us.
So the burger is a half-pound
Anyone
burger
plates.
that's 100% Angus chuck. It's an 80-20 blend. We patty it into a half pound, and then I grilled it. The seasoning on there is something special to us. It's a Parmesan garlic black pepper seasoning. Nobody has that but us. We had it made
Now,
right
say
here
that
in
again.
Arkansas.
It's a what?
Parmesan garlic black pepper seasoning.
Wow. Nothing in there you said I'm mad at. I'm not mad at any of that.
So one of our partners was able to blend and bottle that for us. Nobody else in the state of Arkansas has it but us. It's kind of like our packing plant. It's unique to Tankersly. It is a local product made right here in Van Buren, Arkansas. If you're wanting to buy local beef, then we're the place to shop.
I was going to say,
Can you do the rest of the show so we can just do this?
Hey, I've always been told I got a face for radio, so I think I can sit here and chat.
Yeah. So, what else? We got some more pictures. I need more napkins, Ty. Thank you for grabbing that.
It's not a good burger unless you need multiple napkins.
Yeah, I'm going to need like a roll of paper towel. Obviously, you got your meat kind of counter set up over there. I mean, everything you can imagine. This is to me, the ribeye is the king of all steaks.
The ribeye is
you
the
got
king.
everything. I know y'all had like tomahawks you were over there
We've
slicing.
got tomahawk ribeyes. Our butcher is on site. He's over there butchering up now. He's also breaking down some flat iron steaks. Later on this afternoon, we're going to be doing pork chops, bone-in pork chops, cutting them live. Ooh. And everything he's cutting, I'm putting on the grill. And whatever we have left over, we're going to be handing out to customers for them to go home and try some good steaks on their own today.
Yeah, let's go. Man.
Lots of prizes, lots of food. All my sales reps are here to talk to people. If you haven't had an invitation and you're in the food industry, please stop by the Fort Smith Convention Center. The show's open from 9 to 2 today. From 11 to 12, we're going to do a live chefs competition.
Saw that, yeah.
I got 3 local chefs that'll be battling head-to-head. They're going to put up an appetizer, an entree, and dessert. And we'll see what they can do.
This is phenomenal. I think you've got them beat right here. They're going to have to bring their A game to beat what you've already done today. So unbelievable.
Well, they don't let me compete in the competition, and a lot of the
chefs, fair, would it?
A lot of the chefs that I work with, they really are looking at the chops to compete against me. But I told them, would you still be a customer if I beat you?
Well, let me just say, if you end up with an extra one of them ribeyes you don't have a home for, I'm just right behind the curtain over here. So,
absolutely, guys.
So, man, this is delicious. Tankersly Foods, their 80th anniversary. If you're in the food service business, come to the Fort Smith Convention Center. Visit with Jeff and their entire team. I think everyone company-wide is here today.
Yeah, we've got over 60 people here representing us today. So they're all in gray shirts, gray polo shirts with the Tankersly logo on it. If you see somebody, you got any questions, stop and ask them.
Yeah, and we're on everywhere on the internet, but statewide 4 radio stations that covers a good portion of the state. You guys cover all of Arkansas, all of Oklahoma, and then the edges of the surrounding states.
Absolutely, and we've got a large chain restaurant that's kind of got 13 states is where their restaurants are. So we're expanding on what we're capable of doing and able to take care of business. The company motto is whatever it takes, and it's something we all try to live up to every day for sure.
Now, we don't have an executive chef for the Morning Rush, but would you like to be would you like to freelance and just be mine and Ty's personal chef?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Sounds like fun.
Ty, we got a new corporate chef here.
Do I get some Razorback tickets?
Absolutely. You get Ty's tickets.
That's part of the package.
Yeah, parking pass, the whole deal.
I love it.
We'll set you up. Jeff, thanks for coming by. I know Matt and Phil are going to be here later, and save them a chub of bologna or something.
Yeah.
I bet you could make it taste as good as that steak.
Hey, smoked bologna on some jalapeno cornbread.
What are you talking about, man?
Oh, yeah.
Slap your mama.
We're out there pushing it every day. Hey, thanks for having me on, guys, and go Hogs.
You the man. I wish we could. Hopefully we have accurately described how good this steak is, but this ribeye steak is incredibly good. Yeah. And the burger's not bad either.
Oh, we are we're in the midst of some really good food, and we will not stop eating for probably the next hour 45. Again, we're live at the Tankersly Food Show.
I bet Big C is so pissed.
Yeah,
he's back there.
Big C, is there an
Bring me
item
some
that you'd
now.
like to, okay, all right. I think we can take care of you. I'll figure something out. Get a whole to-go box back to you and Colt 45. Speaking of good, I think a lot of people expect Arkansas basketball to be good this upcoming season. We heard a Cal clip earlier. We got a chance to hear from Coach Cal yesterday. Christian, again, I'm still flying blind, so if you could just, pick out one, and we're going to hear from the head basketball coach of Arkansas.
I go out and recruit, and I see these young kids, and I see the environments and the opportunities they have, and I ask their why, and it's to take care of families. I'm telling you, I want to help 25 to 30 more families before I'm done. That's what I want to do. Now, my guess is winning will follow that too. It always has. So it's about development. And what I want from the guys that transferred in, wherever they were on that board, a year with us, they've elevated themselves. Now, does that mean they get drafted? Maybe. Or does that mean they go to Europe and have long careers? Possibly. But they're working toward their dreams too.
I think about a kid. I know you immediately think about high school as a listener, but I think about a kid named John L. Davis who's transferring. Potential preseason All-American guy. Is a kid that was very coveted, one of the most coveted, if not the most coveted players in the transfer portal. He got his NBA feedback. It probably wasn't what he wanted to be. Now he's back in school. What could Cal potentially transform him into this season? And as a guy that's already been to a Final Four. A guy that's already shown that he can play with some of the best in all of college basketball. And Tommy, now he gets to do it in the second-best conference in college basketball.
Yeah, and, just listening to Coach Cal, I don't – would you say he warned fans? I think he definitely more than pumped the brakes.
He's sandbagging a little bit.
I don't – but I think he came back to evidence that, listen, my team starts slow.
Yeah.
If you're you're playing Kansas out of the gate, and I know it's an exhibition, but people are going to measure. He talked to, now I think he Lou Holtz just a little bit, Lipscomb, and maybe the best coach in America, that part. But you got Baylor, who's going to be easily what?
At least
did he say fifth ranked?
I have not seen their preseason rankings online.
But, a really good Baylor team you're playing in Dallas. So, I don't think a lot of the fan base will be jumping off, the Cal train when you have your first loss, but do not expect this team to go undefeated in non-conference play. That schedule's too tough, and there's going to be some rocky moments. And he warned us of that yesterday. Remember that, and we probably ought to save those sound bites. All right, we're at the 80th anniversary Tankersly Food Service Food Show today at the Fort Smith Convention Center. We'll be telling you more about all the great food that you can find at your local restaurants around town as well, and in whatever town you're living in. All right, we're brought to you by the Fence Man. They're not far from here. They're at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. They're looking for help right now to complete all the work that they've got with the Fence Man, and they're taking applications to join their team. 782-3936 is their number, or apply in person at 1213 North 32nd Street in Fort Smith. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
All right, when we return, we'll get into more what the players had to say about the upcoming game this Saturday in your Hog Update of the Morning Rush.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets? Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys? Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based brands.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
I'm going to have to lean towards Ty here.
This is the Morning Rush.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nice work to give all of their patients better lives with a better smile. Valley Family Dental, now offering same-day crown service. Mention you heard this ad on ESPN Radio at your next appointment and receive a free bleaching kit or $100 off in-office accelerator.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks.
We offer custom financing available through VA, FHA, RD, and conventional loans. First Financial Mortgage has a great history of lending in the area. Call 479-782-9300. Weekdays 8 to 5. FFB1.com. First Financial Mortgage, in the business of you, equal housing lender.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your number one golf shop for over 30 years.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir.
Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, we welcome you back into your Hog Update. We played a clip from John Calipari earlier talking about recruiting in kids. Another aspect that he seems to try to be reaching is a statewide approach, and he wants his players to be approachable and him to be approachable. Here's what he said about that.
Sorry, I was...
No, you're good. Cal being approachable.
I promise.
I think it's important that I get involved in the community. I think it's important that I take the team out and let people see it. That I'm approachable, but my players are also approachable. I think that's really important. And if you don't, you cheat the position.
And I think that's like with the going to Pine Bluff, Tommy, going to Hot Springs, him touching on that yesterday. I mean, I think a lot of the players over the course of Arkansas basketball history, when you think about the triplets, you think about Corliss and Scotty, these were guys you actually wanted to interact with off the floor and after games and before games.
They were your heroes.
Yeah, and I think I'm hoping that you, the likes of, I mentioned John L. Davis, Boogie Flan, some of the other guys on this roster, I don't know if they'll ever be as revered, but you're hoping that they're as approachable today.
You'll never have heroes like you did the ones you mentioned because players don't stay long enough generally. Now, NIL may change some of that, but the superstars probably aren't going to be at a school 3 or 4 years anymore. But when John Calipari talked about this yesterday, he talked about the seat, the position, and being the head coach here, doing it justice. He spoke to the Hall of Fame coaches that have come before him with Nolan Richardson and Eddie Sutton and the pride in that. And he said, part of my responsibility is, and you're playing the clip about approachability, but is to do things to bring our program to the entire state. And I think he is a very approachable person. I haven't seen him a lot in social settings or in public settings. But, I mean, he held court yesterday for, 42 minutes or whatever it was. It was a lengthy press conference yesterday. He is approachable, and he wants his players to be. He's talked about the Samaritan Shoe event they're going to do in Hot Springs and in Pine Bluff. They're going to give away 3,000 pairs of shoes at each place, and the players with some of the kids are going to wash their feet and put a new pair of shoes on them. And he said, I promise you, my players and myself will get far more out of that than the person receiving the shoes will. And I think a lot of this, hey, listen, he hadn't coached one game yet, but I really like the stewardship he's showing and the reverence he's showing for the position he's in.
Well, speaking of being approachable, your quarterback has been approachable these first 5 games.
Unfortunately, by the opposing defense.
Approachable. And Coach Pittman talked about protecting the front of the pocket, specifically when Talen's having to scramble out. Bottom middle left, Christian. Here's what he said about that.
I promise.
It's coming.
If I was going to put it in a nutshell, I'd say we got to protect the front of the pocket better. I didn't think our tackles I thought they played better than they played the week before, but there's no place for him. A lot of times there's no place for him to step up, and so the pocket's getting collapsed on him, which makes you look worse at tackle. Even the last one, that we fumbled the football on, Pomona had him 11 yards deep. You can't ask a guy to do more than that. He flushed because the front of the pocket was coming at him, and the guy got the strip fumble. But I thought our tackles were better. We've got to continue to get better, but I think the front of the pocket is something that we're certainly going to address this week as well.
He talked earlier in that same press conference and then after the game on Saturday about it. I don't want to simplify it as basic as he just talked about 2 to block 1, 3 to block 2. But in the end, that's what this boils down to. And I thought he laid it out pretty well, and he continued on the subject there that you've got to figure out, and particularly on that left side where they seem to be having a lot of problems, how to not get outnumbered. Because, it doesn't take a savant to figure out that's what's happened in a lot of cases is, yes, there's missed assignments, or as the bigwigs will tell you, MAs. But there's a lot of times they got 5 guys trying to block 6, or 5 just trying to block 5 is a problem right now.
Yep, and if you'll, Christian, if you can go to the second page real quick, that is your hog update. This morning we're live from Tankersly Food Show in downtown Portsmouth at the Convention Center, and it is brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
I was worried you were going to have to sing it for a second.
Yeah, that would have been rough.
Yeah,
luckily,
because we just ate.
Luckily, Mr. Sparky didn't have to endure.
Oh, what that'd do for their marketing plans there.
Yeah, they would probably decide to go elsewhere other than ESPN Arkansas. So we heard from some calls this week. I want to play some of those coming up because I think it's important to kind of reflect on what people are feeling, what people are thinking heading into this Tennessee game, and how they felt after the Texas A&M game. And then we have a special caller that we'll also play coming up. I think she's like 5 or 6 years old, but now she has a daily habit of listening to the Chuck and Bo show in the morning rush. And I want to play that soundbite as well.
All right, we are at the 80th anniversary Tankersly Food Service Food Show, and we hope if you're in the restaurant or the food service business, you can make your way here or reach out to Tankersly Foods. We're going to be here. Matt and Phil will be here later with halftime, and it is, everything you can imagine from produce to we've already had a ribeye steak and a burger that they brought over. They were kind of time telling you you're a pizzaholic. There is 4 or 5 stations I haven't been through the whole floor. But
how could you?
I mean, it's an entire convention center. If you want pizza, or if you want cheese sticks or fried mushrooms, or produce samples. There's a Tyson Foods booth here. You name it, they've got it, from desserts to appetizers to stuff for your gas station. If you're in the food service business, you need to come check this out. Hey, we're brought to you by Farm Credit. They've got 25 locations near you. You can find one online at myaglender.com to get all your financing needs for your dream home or second home. That's myaglender.com. Farm Credit.
Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online at hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation to determine the ED medication that's best for you, discreet shipping if prescribed, a 100% online process, and a range of treatment options, including trusted generic alternatives to the name brands, at up to 95% off. ED is personal, and at HIMS, so is treating it. Just go to hims.com/joy and get connected to a licensed medical provider online for free, with zero copay, no expensive appointments, and no awkward face-to-face conversations. To start your free online visit, you need to go to this exclusive address, hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit. HIMS.com/JOY.
Everybody, Woo Pig Suey.
This is the Morning Rush.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Hi, this is Lindsay White with White Office Machines. For over 90 years, my family's been serving the greater Fort Smith region with the image industry's newest technologies, as well as providing superior customer service through long-term business relationships. As the area's only authorized Kyocera document solutions dealer, White Office Machines provides the best value with high-speed copiers and the latest multifunction printers. Stop by our office in downtown Fort Smith or in Russellville. Follow us on Facebook or go to whiteoffice.com.
White Office Machines since 1929.
Patriot Transport wants to thank their drivers for their hard work and dedication. The local and over-the-road drivers are essential to the Patriot Transport mission. Day in and day out, Patriot Transport drivers are on the road striving for safety and success. To the behind-the-scenes dispatch and office employees, Patriot Transport thanks them as well for the hard work they put in day and night. If you want to be a part of the Patriot Transport family, visit patriottransport.com. Patriot Transport is located in Danville, Arkansas.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro Diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Celebrate your pastor at the Solid Rock this month. October is Pastor Appreciation Month, and to help you celebrate, the Solid Rock is giving you a $5 gift card to give to your pastor with any purchase of $50 or more. And while you're there, be sure to check out the wonderful assortment of items that would make great Pastor Appreciation gifts. Celebrate Pastor Appreciation Month at the Solid Rock, the store that honors Christ all year long, off South 74th near Sam's Club.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Zero, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
Did your 6 weeks with your kids this summer fly by? Is your ex on another tropical vacation while you're working 2 jobs to pay your child support? I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Arkansas law on custody and child support has changed, and those changes could benefit you. So stop scrolling through her vacation pictures and protect your rights today. Call me at 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Your Honor, my son deserves this kid.
Have you tried the TGI Friday weekday deals? On Monday, they have 50-cent wings, traditional or boneless, 10-piece minimum. Tuesday, cheeseburgers and fries with a fountain drink for $10. On Wednesday, Cajun shrimp and chicken pasta for only $12. On Thursday, enjoy a half a rack of ribs for only $12. Stop by and check out the weekday deals at TGI Fridays, I-540 at Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. In here, it's always Friday.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game.
ESPN 95.3.
Pat Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Check out Nate and Kristen's Place in Lowell online at CartPathSocial.com. CartPath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
All right, the Morning Rush is at the 80th anniversary Tankersly Food Service Food Show today, so I feel obligated to ask a food question. I mean, that seems right for today's Morning Rush Daily Question. Now, you know, right across from us, Ty, is the produce section, and I just really don't feel like we ought to find out what our favorite produces are. But one aisle over here at the convention center is basically everything you can imagine that would be deep fried, put in a box in your favorite gas station. I mean, cheese sticks, Crispitos, egg rolls, burritos. I mean, just go down it's all here to sample. All your favorite fried side items, if you will. So that's the question. If you had your choice, you could walk into a place, I don't know, like the Kings River in Marble. What's the one thing you're always going to? There's chicken strips right over here. I mean, you've got it all here. It is a smorgasbord deluxe. What's your go-to item when you get your favorite fried snack?
I would just say chicken strips unless they're really good mozzarella sticks. Mozzarella sticks to me are always hit or miss unless they're fantastic. So chicken strips, it's very difficult to screw up chicken strips in my opinion.
I was noticing before we got on the air back here, they had this booth that had cheese sticks, but they also had these cheese triangles. They were
fancy.
Kind of a cross between a cheese curd you'd see and a cheese stick. So that looked interesting. I would have to go fried mushrooms. That would probably be my number one.
Mushrooms.
Who?
My dad hates. Baylor Brad hates
well,
mushrooms.
Sorry, Baylor Brad. And but I'd probably go fried mushrooms. Big C, what would be your favorite fried side item here, or fried entree even?
Ooh, I like you can't go wrong with fried chicken, but I like probably mozzarella sticks.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
So we got mozzarella sticks. We've got.
We didn't get
chicken
one corn
tenders.
dog. We did one burrito. One
Ryan in
Crispito.
Prairie Grove says 2 fried burritos and a corn dog. That's his go-to.
A well done Crispito that's got the flaky, the flaky exterior would be very good. So, all right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. You can text us some of the things that get you going and get your cholesterol going.
Yes, get your cholesterol done.
It's brought to you by Cart Path Social.
There you go. Nate and Christian again.
I took my Crestor this morning.
There you go. Nate and Christian always want you to stop by regardless of the occasion. But if you're in the market for watching NFL games, either on the Sunday night or on Sunday throughout, maybe you're needing an event you want to host and a place that you want to host, like corporate functions, birthday parties, baby showers, stock to bar, whatever it is, you should try Cart Path Social, located in the heart of Northwest Arkansas in Lowell. It's a great place. You can check them out at cartpathsocial.com. It really does a good job of describing what this place is. Over 500 golf courses to choose from. Cart Path Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun. The #1 indoor golf facility in Arkansas.
It is a What's Your Beef Wednesday, so whatever's grinding your gears or it's got you PO'd, you can text or call the program. It's brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. The best tailgates always start at Richard's. Smoked bratwurst that they've got. They've got their smoker bundles that you can get that's got the chicken in it. It's got the gourmet burgers. It's got the house-made sausages and the bratwurst and everything you need to really throw on a quality tailgate this weekend. Every great tailgate will begin at Richards. Call now, and they'll have it ready for you for this weekend. 479-443-0000. That's 479-443-0000. Or see Richards Country Meat Market in Fayetteville, just off College in Fayetteville and in Rolling Hills Drive.
Well, we took some beefs earlier this week.
I just absolutely hate the Southwest Classic.
Same old Razorbacks.
You know what? This is an evolving project right now.
I just wonder what would happen if we could play a clean game.
That's one thing Arkansas is going to do. They're going to turn the ball over.
So aggravated with our fan base over the weekend because that's the first thing they want to do is bang on Taylor. And, he's so inaccurate. I said, well, how accurate is she going to be when you get the ball and somebody's blowing you up on the 10-yard line?
So their own Achilles heel. Listen to this stat. 10 penalties and 3 turnovers. You turn the ball over on the 5-yard line, game's on score, baby. You better find your fight song come Saturday in Hoptown, USA. Because, I counted at least 12 missed blocks that came in to decapitate your quarterback. And that can't happen.
Here would be my beef in year 5. The close games number is not getting closer. It's getting farther apart. And the reason I say that is because while you say, hey, Arkansas lost another close game on Saturday differently than they may be done in Stillwater, at the end of the day, it's still a one-score game. That's my biggest beef.
And what's the record now in one-possession games? And it's not close. I
believe it's like 2 and
2 and 10 or 2 and 12. Something. But what's a reasonable expectation? 50-50 should be 500 in those close games. Maybe you should win 75% of those at home and lose 25% of those on the road. Maybe you need to dive in and do some next level analytics, but it shouldn't be that lopsided. So the problem permeates just this year's roster. There is there's for whatever reason an issue. Now, I don't know where to put my thumb on it. As they joke with Chuck and Bill, maybe someone should be fired. I don't know what the issue is, but it's not just a one-year issue. It's a programmatic issue. It's a cultural issue. It's something. I don't know.
Well, it's been systemic since 2012.
Yeah.
Since Bobby Petrino was subsequently fired and left the head coaching position.
What got Bielema ultimately fired?
Yes, and I don't know how many times Brett Bielema in the course of his tenure said we're close, and Arkansas fans got tired and sick of it. And I think I could be wrong about this, but I think there's more of a like for Sam Pittman than Brett. Now, Brett in his heyday here at Arkansas, post-Texas and post-8-5, there's a lot of people that liked him, and things started to slip, and they went awry, and we all know what transpired at the tarmac, per se, at the walking off of Donald W. Reynolds Razorback Stadium. But if this is not fixed and resolved, then what's like my thing is you're going to have, 3 or 4 more close games the rest of the way? Oh. They're going to get trounced by a team. It's coming.
Okay, just win big then. Don't worry about it.
Well, the funny thing was
they won all the games that they won.
The funny one is in Auburn they won by it was 10 points.
Yeah.
They haven't. I know
it comes back to this word, Ty, belief. I mean, we can beat around the bush and we can try to point fingers, but there's just clearly a belief, because there are games where you're outmatched and the other team, but Arkansas is never going to be the team that in 8 or 9 of the games on the schedule, your X's and their O's, you've got the edge. It's just not going to be your program. Never has been, and hasn't been since the 60s, and it's going to be a long time before it's that way again. So you have to believe you're going to win. You know, it's just like anything else in any walk of life. If you believe you can do it, you got a chance. If between your 2 years you don't believe you can accomplish the expectation, meet the goal, you're beat before you get started.
So here would be my question as we enter into game number 6 against a top 5 opponent, and I know a lot of people have been discussing this week that Arkansas has not been a top 5 opponent since 1999. Texas was not anywhere close to being top 5 when they came into 2021. But that team, I think, went 4-2 that year in one-score games. It's the best of Sam Pittman, if I remember that correctly. Why is that team different than every other team he's had?
You're talking about the team that
2021.
That went to Tampa.
Yes.
That beat Penn State. I'll give you one reason. Burks.
Is it so? The sole thing is
you had a player that his X was better than most everybody else's O's, and you had a good enough quarterback, and that dynamic was just enough to get past some of those close games. You had just enough of an edge. We like to think these are 50-50 games, but the reality is they're more like 60-40. And you need a NFL-level player with enough to go around him to make sure that you win those close games. And they won those close games that year, and I think Burks was the reason why.
Is there like we tossed out the term like righteously angry. Is it righteous for me to have a beef that they're still doing this in year 5? Or does that just get tossed out with NIL, tossed out with the transfer portal? Is year 5 now just the same as year 1?
Who's been a player that's been anywhere close to Burks' level of talent since he left for the NFL? Did anything on offense?
You haven't had a first rounder, I don't believe, since in 22.
I would say the closest you've had might be Rocket Sanders, who now plays at South Carolina. I don't think you can really make a case for KJ as a quarterback, but he was a great athlete and he gave you a chance. But the reality is you hadn't had a player anywhere close to Burks since that season. For the last, what would that be, 3 years?
I guess the question then becomes, is it Sam's fault for not getting a player here, or is it just acceptable because you don't have a player of that caliber and talent that's the reason
the fashionable thing to say now is it's NIL's fault, right? That's what you blame now. And listen, you can blame the coach, and he's the head of the program, and the buck stops with him, and I agree with that. But the coach also has to have the resources, and I don't think you can get a player of that caliber anymore unless you're well-heeled enough to bring those guys in. They have too many options financially in today's marketplace.
And the other thing I would say to that is the joke that Mike Gundy made about Ogzebo, one of the guys that was torching Arkansas in the backfield of that Oklahoma State game, particularly in the second half, is like he basically alluded to him being cheap. Like you mentioned to the idea of getting out the most out of your players. I think my My question is that happening right now in Fayetteville, Arkansas?
Well, but how many diamonds in the rough are out there? I mean, there are diamonds in the rough because they're exceptions. That's what the phrase means. That's what you're talking about there. Yeah, you signed a player, and we see it in the NFL all the time. Hey, this guy's only making $800,000 on this contract, but
Brock
he's an
Purdy.
all. Yeah, Brock Purdy's. There's the
Our
example
favorite
today.
one.
But you found a diamond in the rough, much better than the expectation. That's why it's the exception, not the rule. So if you're counting on that to build your program, you're behind before you begin. That's not going to work. So, to me, it's still about players and elite players, not just players, elite players. Man, you were off in California. You look good. I saw some of the pictures with you and your dad. You look
Thank
good.
you.
Rainwaters did you right.
Yes, Gail did do me right. Appreciate Gail, not just that wedding, but every wedding that he has helped out with over the years. Not just weddings. My wallet's from Rainwaters, my belt. I've got all these different things. And it's not, again, sometimes they get misnomed as like a rental store. In Gail's case, again, they have rentals. They have tux rentals. They have suit rentals, and then they also, again, you can buy. They have everything in store that you can try on there, which we've had to do some tailoring over the years when I've put on a few pounds. But either way, it's worked out thanks to Gail, thanks to his entire team at Rainwaters. Again, rainwaters-s.com, because it's fun to look good, and you look good coming out of Rainwaters. All right, when we return, Richard Davenport's going to join us, talk some recruiting on the other side.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb page brands.
He means the website, which is shop-on-razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Get the best deals of the year on select New Holland tractors and hay equipment right now at WT Equipment during New Holland's year-end value bonanza. Get the biggest savings with cash back plus 0% interest, $0 down, and zero due until 2025. Don't miss your chance to harvest our best deals on New Holland's best equipment during value bonanza now at WT Equipment. Offer ends December 31st or while supplies last. For commercial use only. Subject to credit approval and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
This is The Morning Rush.
Hi, folks. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, where we are rolling out Rath Auto Relief. Now through midnight on Halloween, get up to $1,500 Rath cash when you purchase any one of our Rath Road Ready vehicles. Use it to pay your sales tax, get extra for your trade, or just take it right off the price. Plus, follow us on Facebook for fun-free giveaways every week. Rath Auto Relief. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, Fort Smith.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Precision Garage Door features the finest quality materials, installation, and service for all your garage door needs, including garage door repair and new garage doors and openers. Fully licensed and insured with the largest showroom in Northwest Arkansas at 1907 Town West Drive in Rogers and in Fort Smith at 416 North 10th Street. Call Precision Garage Door today at 844-PDS-DOOR or check them out online at PrecisionDoorNWA.com. Financing is available. Precision Garage Door, voted best garage door company of Northwest Arkansas and the River Valley.
The American Patriot Promotions Gun Show is coming to Cabot Saturday, October 12th through Sunday, October 13th. On Saturday, doors are open from 9 a.m. to 5 and Sunday from 9 to 3.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, Sacalin.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappies.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available.
And JJ, Armstrong, Talon, Tesla, Satania. I mean, we're talented across the board, and we have to hold up our end of the bargain, as I said before. We have to execute our game plan. We have to communicate and prepare better than we did last week, because obviously we didn't get it done.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live on your favorite radio station, hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app.
Don't say it's a fine morning or I'll shoot you.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson.
I'm a peacock! You gotta let me fly!
And Tommy Kraft.
They're gonna go nuts when he hits this thing.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
How about this, cowboy?
Call or text the program at 877-377-6963.
Let's stand up and call those Hawks!
Now, I got this clip earlier as we're live at Tankersly's Foods annual food show. If you haven't seen this before, it is the tailgate of all tailgates leading up to this game on Saturday. So I got this video, Tommy, from one of our listeners, JT Finley, who does insurance for Shelter in Hot Springs, one of our partners. Listen to his daughter listening, not just Chuck and Bo, but also us too.
Who are we listening to right now?
Taco Busso.
Who comes on next?
Ty.
Yeah.
So he sent that up this morning earlier leading up to that show. But she is being indoctrinated as we speak by ESPN Arkansas.
She forgot I'm on with you.
Well, I wasn't gonna chastise.
You edited that out.
No, she just recognized. She just picked out the voice she liked better on the program from 9 to 11. She
she's
said
too young to know better. So
she's
good. Hey, we
learning.
We got to train them right. Got to bring them up right.
Yes.
So it's a What's Your Beef Wednesday. It is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. They've got everything you need for the best tailgate on campus this weekend. Richard can get you ready to go with a big bundle of things, from their gourmet burgers to their shop-made sausages, the bratwurst, and more. They've got everything you need. Or just go in at Richard's and let them package it all up for you. 479-443-0000 is their number. If you know exactly what you want, they'll get it ready for you. Or go by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. They can do everything you can imagine. Shrimp boils, stuff to put on the smoker like racks of ribs or great steaks and more. It's all at Richard's Country Meat Market, east of College and Rolling Hills Drive in Fayetteville. The tailgate spot, if you will, to get started for this weekend is Richard's Country Meat Market.
By the way, Colton just texted me this. Of 20 games before we talk to RD, what do you think Sam Pittman's record is in 20 games of one-score games? He did have a good listen, I give him credit. They did a good job in 2021. But that's...
I'm going to say it's like somewhere close to 6 and what would that be? 6 and 12.
5 and 15.
5 and 15.
5
I
and
went
15.
off but one.
So, all right, let's talk to our friend Richard Davenport.
And take away 2021, and what does it look like?
Well, so they won that game against Mississippi State first year. I think the Ole Miss game ended up being a one-score game as well. So I think they might have just had 3 wins. But yes, you're right to say that. All right, Richard, that's where we start with you as a beef here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. I mean, you watched this team a while. You've watched plenty of Arkansas teams. What have you noticed about this team at the end of games? Why haven't they figured it out in really the last 2.5 years?
Well, I can't recall everything last year, but this year, I mean, let's face it. On Saturday, I mean, obviously there was plenty of issues, but the number one issue is 3 turnovers versus none. I mean, 3 for Arkansas, and A&M didn't have any. And I was talking to somebody the other day that I really trust. Said that if you have 3. The stats show if you have 3 turnovers, you have an 80% chance to lose. Obviously, that's what happened. It's somewhat of a minor miracle that Arkansas only lost by 4 points, having 3 turnovers versus none for the other team. Arkansas has to win the turnover battle. I mean, that's cost them 2 games, or at least cost them 2 very good chances to win and a possible 5-0 start. So that's the number one thing that jumps out to me. They have to play clean. They haven't played clean in the 2 losses, and they have to play clean on Saturday and hope they get some turnovers and some help from Tennessee, and they have a shot. But you cannot continue to turn the ball over and continue to also shoot yourself in the foot with penalties and expect to win in the SEC because, like you said, like 20 games within single digits. Arkansas, they've won like 5. Did you say?
Yeah, 5 and 15. Good research from
5 out
everybody.
of 15.
Yeah.
Okay, you turn that around and you say you win 10 or 12. We're probably not having this frustration talk that we're having right now from the fans about Arkansas football if you win 10 or 12 of those, because that changes your whole season. At least if you, instead of going 7 and 6, you're maybe talking about 9 and 4 or something like that, back to back or something in year 2022. And then last year you had plenty of opportunities, but you could never get over the hump and win those games. That's the difference, and that's what you're going to see probably from Arkansas going forward. You have to win those 50-50 games, at least more than you lose.
Richard, technically Auburn was a 10-point win, but that was a close game throughout, and they were able to get a victory. I wonder for this group of players, like this is what's been placed upon your shoulders. You weren't even on campus last year, yet this fan base, and rightfully so to a certain extent, doesn't think you can close out games. Like, how do you overcome that if you're the players in that locker room that weren't even here in Fayetteville last year?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously they have to start believing and start producing it and start making plays to be able to put themselves in the position to pull out those type of games. And you have success that breeds confidence. Right now, I still think they're confident, pretty confident, but at the same time they're going in through about to hit a tough stretch of the schedule, and if you don't win a couple of these games in the first next 3 or 4 weeks, things could potentially go south, and everybody's kind of looking at one another, saying, "Hey, I'm making plays. Why aren't you?" And that could divide the locker room.
Yeah, they got to stay together, and there's obviously some televised evidence of some dissension, and I'm okay with players challenging other players as it's done right, but your point's well made. All right, let's talk about recruiting for this weekend. It's a perfect setup, 6 o'clock game, beautiful weather. It's going to be first weekend of October. I know you're working on the names, and that list will evolve, but who's coming in, how many visits, and how many players you think will be on campus for this game on Saturday night?
Don't have a firm number, but usually in a game like this, a big game, night game, usually you're looking anywhere from 60 to 80 guys. I don't know what the number will be like right now, but tomorrow we'll have a better idea. But one official visitor, Shannon Blair, the defensive back JUCO guy from East Mississippi Community College, he'll be coming in for an official visit. He's got an open week this week. He didn't make an official visit to Arkansas until this weekend. So he's the one official visitor, and you're going to have your usual commitments and guys that have visited in the past and visit this weekend. Grayson Wilson, the quarterback, who's committed in the 25 class, and obviously many others, but don't have a firm grasp on who all is coming. But they had around 50 guys for the UAB game, which kind of surprised me because obviously it was UAB. But so you tend to think with a night game and a high caliber opponent that you'll probably have about around 60 to 80.
Is there any update, or have you heard any more about kind of where the University of Arkansas is in the process with Cash and Kane Archer at Greenwood? I know a lot of people. I get that question a lot. Will those be some guys that would be around the next few weeks, and kind of where do things stand in that process?
That's a good question. I need to check. I know with Cash, they were going to evaluate the first 4 or 5 games and go from there. The only thing that that I would say, as far as Cash is concerns at defensive end, even though I think he's playing linebacker this year, that they've seen his film at defensive end, and being 6'1", I'm sure that's a concern. And as far as linebacker, probably just they're probably locked on some other guys, but at the same time keeping an eye on him and just seeing how he plays this year. So I don't really have a big update on either one of them, but I know that was the feeling going forward that they were going to evaluate him playing linebacker.
Yeah, I know him and his brother get a lot of attention, particularly the younger brother who's a junior quarterback at Greenwood, and it seems like things have went a little bit silent between Arkansas and Kane Archer at this point, but maybe there's things going on that we're just not aware of.
Well, they already have a commitment in the 26 class at quarterback, so will they take 2? I don't know. I don't have that answer right now.
Richard Davenport with us here on a What's Your Beef Wednesday. Richard, we also talked a little bit of what John Calipari had to say, and he talked about the players and kind of getting guys in that he wants to commit. What have you noticed? And I know things are different now in terms of recruiting, but through the first near half a year, what have you noticed how Cal goes about recruiting?
Based on just that small sampling, I would say that they're locked in on, I'm going to say, probably 10 to 15 guys. With Muss and company, I'm talking each class. But with Muss and them, they probably had a bigger bigger group of guys that they would reach out to. But I think with Coach Cal and his staff, and I haven't done a ton of research on this. It's just going off memory of how many guys that I've noticed they're recruiting have offered in each class, and it's not a big sampling of guys, and that kind of tells me, obviously, with Cal's track record, he feels confident that he can recruit a smaller group of guys and still come out with a class. And I think that's the biggest difference that I've noticed.
One of the guys that you recently wrote about, Jalen Montetanti, and I think I said his last name right, he's a Tulsa kid. He's one of the latest 5-stars that Cal and Chuck Martin and that staff are on right now.
Yeah, he's a guy that could play. I guess you could say he's a wing. He's about 6'6", 6'7", about 180. Sharp shooter, shoots easily over 40% from three, and also excellent from the free throw line. Can usually when you're a 5-star, you're very versatile, which means that you can take it to the basket. You can also handle the ball pretty good, and you just have a good overall game along with a high basketball IQ, and he's got that. And he visited Arkansas last year when Coach Mutz and staff was here, and he visited for the Duke game, and he still talked about that and how that atmosphere was just kind of insane. So he's definitely interested in coming back for a visit, and I know Chuck Martin was there recently to check him out at school, and it'd be interesting to see how that pans out over the next year or so.
I know Cal gets the majority of attention, but he is really high on his assistants, and especially bringing back Kenny Payne. I know he's happy to have back on his staff. Richard, we'll leave it there, man. Appreciate your time this morning, and hopefully we've had some good news next week with some positive visits in Fayetteville this weekend for the Tennessee game.
Sounds good, guys. Take care.
See you, buddy.
Richard Davenport with us every Wednesday here on The Morning Rush. We're live at the Tankersly Food Service Food Show. They're celebrating their 80th anniversary. They've invited all their current customers in to see this great display from all their vendors. And if you're in the food service business, come down. They'll be here till 2 o'clock today, displaying thousands of products and items you could put on your menu if you're in the food service business. Brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Always great brands like Brinkley, Grand Design, and Forest River. Always great prices as well, and you get a lifetime warranty on every new RV they sell. It's at Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. See Lee, J, Chris, and the crew at Wheels RV. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Something is happening in Bud Walton Arena.
Yeah.
And this is a bipartisan type of something. This is something that every single one of you wants to happen, and it looks like it could happen. We'll tell you what it is when we return live at the Tankersly Annual Food Show here at the Fort Smith Convention Center.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
I'm ready to roll right now, Ty. Have a great day.
This is The Morning Rush.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Yeager's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. 5-gallon fruit trees, oak and maple trees, only $26.97. That's a savings of $9 per tree. Get a DeWalt 20-volt max brush compact drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, carrying case, and bonus bit set for only $159 with your Ace Rewards card. Find more everyday low prices online at YagersHardware.com.
Presented by Sharp Equipment. Check out the new Wacker Newson ST45 at Sharp Equipment. It's bigger, bolder, and is ideal for lifting and loading. The vertical path lift arm allows for easy load placement in demanding applications where reach and height is a requirement. For compact, heavy equipment with a great deal of power, visit them and check out the new Wacker Newson lineup at Sharp Equipment. 6104 Highway 271 South in Fort Smith. Or call them at 479-242-1406.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their hand-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
End-of-season savings are yours right now on Kubota hay equipment at Gray Brothers, including the new DM Series disc mowers, or try Kubota's DM Series trail mowers. And for the prettiest bale of hay on the market, try Kubota's VV Series round baler. With Gray Brothers' low pricing and great interest rates from Kubota, it's time for your new hay equipment. That's Gray Brothers Equipment in Fort Smith and Poto, where if you pick orange, you'll never get a lemon.
Come get you some. 2728 Townsend Avenue is your off-road and performance center headquarters. They've got everything from lift kits, wheels, LED light bars, UTV parts and accessories, winches and tires. Need general 4x4 repair? No problem. Come get you some has one of the largest 4x4 shops in the States. They do it all, from installing a bug shield to building some of the baddest off-road machines in the country. Call them today at 782-6833. That's 782-MUD. Or check them out online at cgysoffroad.com. Come get you some.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSAuto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC has got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. Trusted pool experts and your source for backyard fun. Locations in Springdale, Fort Smith, and now in Greenland. Always online at burtonpools.com.
All right, we're live at the Tankersly Food Show here at Fort Smith Convention Center. Tommy is bustling and hustling back as he has picked up some food. I got some pizza and one of these ice cream cones. Trust me, there's food galore here. Let's get to your SEC update. This is a report from Heather Dinich that the SEC and the Big Ten are looking to have 4 automatic bids to the playoff when the contract begins in 2026. Now, this was thought to be the case. The year was kind of up in the air. We thought this was headed. But, Tommy, 4 bids each for the SEC and the Big Ten is what each conference is trying to pursue. We've seen the AP poll. We've seen the coaches poll. More often than not, 8 of the 9, 8 of the 10 teams stem for both conferences. So it makes sense that they want as many bids as possible, not just one automatic.
Yeah, this alliance is interesting, and we'll see how far it flies. But the champion and the runner-up are automatics, right? They take a unique set of circumstances for there probably not to be at least 3. And I think most years in the way it plays out, the top 4 teams in those 2 leagues are going to get in. You know, they're 8 of the 12 most worthy teams in the country. We've got to get away from this idea that everyone has to be represented. Let's just put the best 12 teams in there. And if they all come from the Big Ten and the SEC, so be it. And that's been the root of the issue and the problem from the BCS to the 4-team playoff to Now the expanded playoff is, well, we got to have a representative from all parts of the country, and we got to let all these small conferences in. If they're worthy, they get a seat. If you're not worthy, you don't get a seat, period.
But isn't that bad? Let me just take the opposite side, because I think a lot of where you're coming from is correct. But isn't that bad for the sport of college football? When the idea that you look at it from this perspective, right? Like a lot of kids go to school and they want to go to a place where they feel like they can win a championship, and not everyone can go to a certain power, like incredible power two, let's call them, in the Big Ten case, in the Big 12 or the SEC case, and even that, Tommy, it's even a finite amount of those teams: Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, and then probably 6 or 7 SEC teams. I mean, if that comes to fruition, like you're talking about, which I don't, based on some things you read about, that very well could be the case. I mean, college football's potential champion is going to shrink even more, is it not?
All right, I want to make sure I'm hearing you right. We should broaden it out because kids want to go to a school they got a chance to win a championship
It's already broadened. What you're insinuating is that they should shrink the pool even more.
No, that's not at all what I said. What I said is life is a meritocracy, and so should sports. You bust your ass in those practices, you lift your weights, you do the hard work. The best 12 teams should be in there. Not spread out deal where we're going to put the 4th champion in from the highest ranked teams that may not be as good as the 3rd best team from the SEC or the Big Ten. I mean, all right, you're going to have your Big Ten champion, you're going to have your SEC champion, you're going to have your Big 12 champion, and then, maybe your ACC champion. I don't know who's going to be in there, but particularly if Clemson and Florida State move out of that league, and Florida State's terrible this year, obviously, Clemson's not worthy of one of those spots.
Hurricanes in Miami coming back.
I mean, I'm just forget all this other fluff that we're trying to put in there to protect conferences. Let's just put the best 12 teams in there. And I have a hard time with any pushback on the best ought to get in there. That's the way it's done at the next level. The best teams with the best records get the division titles. Then the next best teams get the wild card spots. That's just the way it is.
Would that
how life works?
Well, would that in your case shrink college football fandom across the board when you? And I'm just asking.
Then get better. I don't think the college football's fandom is going to shrink regardless of that. People, we think everybody loves the underdog, but what people really like is Goliath. They don't like David as much as they like the story of David, but at the end, when it's time to sit down in January and watch the biggest games with the biggest impact, who do you want to see? Do you want to see TCU back in there, or do you want to see Alabama play Georgia again? Do you want to see Ohio State play Georgia in a semifinal? That's what we want to see. When we get down to the end, we like Cinderella in March, but Cinderella the first weekend of April doesn't work out very good for very good TV more often than not.
That's from the TV perspective. You're right.
We like Goliath more than we like to admit. We talk about David very nicely, and we talk about David a lot in swell terms. But at the end of the day, Goliath's who we really want to watch on TV.
All right, that is your SEC update this morning. You hear me smacking. I'm chewing on my ice cream going as we're at the Tankersly Food Annual Show here at the Fort Smith Convention Center.
And we're brought to you by Burton Pools and Spas. They bring you the SEC update every day. We're winding down summer. It was really crisp and cool this morning. Need to think about a hot tub. And if you want to swim in your own backyard, here's a special deal they got for you right now. Be one of the first customers to purchase an Aquacrete pool with a premium vinyl finish, and you'll receive a free hot tub that you can enjoy on cool, crisp mornings like we had today. They also have savings up to $14,000 on fiberglass pools right now as well. Go to BurtonPools.com or stop in any of their 3 locations, Springdale, Fort Smith, and in Greenland. At Burton Pools and Spas, they do more than build swimming pools. Ty, they build long-term relationships.
Before we touch on what's may or may not be going on at Bud Walton Arena, I want to give credit to one of the number 1 teams on your campus right now, and that is Colby Hale's group of young ladies that for the first time in program history are number 1 in the top 25. Not number 2, not number 1 in the SEC, not number 1 in a just whatever poll. Number 1 in the Drawer Soccer's top 25, the United Soccer Coaches Poll for the first time ever. So congratulations again, United States Soccer Coaches Poll number 1. They came off a 2-0 week. I'm just reading through the game notes. They'll take on Mississippi State top 10 road showdown this weekend, this Friday in Starkville. So congratulations to Coach Hill and what they've been able to accomplish. Really, they are not talked about enough in what they've done at Razorback Field in the last 5 or 6 years.
And they're like the baseball team in a lot of ways. They're just looking to level up. They're like the softball team. They've reached the ceiling that they want to break through. They've been the best in this league for I don't know 5 or 6 years. I haven't followed them as close as others, but they've become a consistent program over the last 5, 6, 7 years that we've paid closer attention. And I know that they want to go further and in the NCAA tournament. That's the next step for this program because they've done everything leading up to this point consistently.
They had a school record in terms of, I think it was over 4,000. Don't quote me on that, but I think they had over 4,000 fans in attendance the other day, which broke the record. So
and soccer's cool. The interest in soccer is growing, and it's only going to get larger as and when does the professional team start playing in Rogers? Because I think that's going to help grow just the popularity of the sport in general. The fact that we're going to have a couple of, I don't know if you call it generations, but you're going to have 20-plus years of high school soccer being more prominent. I think volleyball is going to grow in our state. We're going to have more interest. We're going to have more interest in these programs because we've got more people that played it at a prep level that will become adults, buy tickets, and take their kids to games.
By the way, after 2 rounds, the Arkansas women's golf team is leading the Blessings Collegiate in first place. So they've got their final round today, and they could be walking away victorious, which is pretty cool being in their own backyard, they practice there. Yeah. You have that advantage time when you can practice.
Yeah. Here comes Phil Elson with double hand foods of food that he has found across the floor. So he'll be along here at 11.
Brother Phil.
Halftime. So this is the place to be at the Fort Smith Convention Center at the Tankersly Food Show. We're brought to you by Pradco. Topwater fishing still really good right now. Lakes, rivers, wherever you're going right now, you want to take that Popar or any of their topwater stuff along. The Rebel Crick Hopper works great as well. You can find all of their great topwater baits at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle stores all over the place. It's all made by Pradco right here in Arkansas. I saw you during the break. You were over at the Highland Dairy, Highland Foods booth. They had a whole thing of ice cream, and I think I could try every one of those.
Phil got one, too. Phil already ate his, it looks like.
Well, he started with dessert because he's a smart guy. You start with dessert, right? He's like a mouse in the maze. He's going through every nook and cranny. I'm telling you, I went over and I'm eating half an onion ring, but this one booth had onion rings, cheese sticks, and mushrooms. That was the one I was talking about earlier.
Nice.
And some Thai chili sauce.
Is there to-go boxes around here anywhere?
I found one for our steak. It's not really a box, but Chef Jeff picked me up with that because I was not going to let a bone-in ribeye go to waste. Well, we were not throwing it away.
I do want to make
some of that there if you want to try it, Phil.
All right, so I mentioned this before. You kind of
it's ribeye.
You kind of dampened my excitement, and you're probably right.
Oh.
But the University of Arkansas men's basketball team has released a video of what looks to be a refresher, renovations, whatever you call it.
They're sanding the floor at Bud Walton.
Yes.
They're sanding the current design and logos off the floor. So something new is coming.
Is it what we want it to be or not?
Or is it who wants it to be?
Find me a listener that doesn't want the slobber hog in that arena, and I'll find you a non-Arkansas fan.
I mean, I'm okay if they want to put that out there, but that's not going to happen.
I got to be honest. You're the only 40-plus-year-old that I've ever talked to that is indifferent about that.
Listen, I don't. If they put it down there, I understand. I mean, I'm in the marketing business. I'm in the branding game. That's what I do. You don't invest the millions of dollars to trademark, copyright, do everything they've done with their main logo, which is not the slobbering hog, and then go put your non-trademarked, non-official logo on your floor. You don't do that. Well, that's not smart business.
Here's Michael. Then how did the front-facing hog happen?
That was Jeff Long, and that was one of his minions, and that shouldn't have ever happened. And that needs to go away. They do have alternate logos, but listen, I'm not anti-slobbering hog, but let me just pump the brakes. I'll be floored, no pun intended, if they put the slobbering hog on the floor. Actually, it was pun intended.
You got a big C, are you okay in there? About to fall over.
I'll be floored if they do it, but I mean that's just business sense. You don't put we wouldn't take our Morning Rush logo and put some alternate form and paint it on the vehicle. We wouldn't take the ESPN Arkansas logo and put something that wasn't the official logo on our business card. So you wouldn't put one of your alternate logos on something as important, something as visible, something that makes as many impressions to those that watch the games on TV as the center court of your basketball arena.
I don't. To be fair, we don't have something as nostalgic and as historic as that Slobber and Hog.
But it scales back. It scales back to every. I mean, just the size of your business. Would Tankersly Foods here put up some alternate logo they've got at their food show? No, it's their official logo that's on their truck and on the signs.
Customers demanded it, like this fan base demanded.
I don't think the
demand
is nearly as high as you.
Let me tell you something. I have not talked to a single person that is above, I won't even go 40 or 30 years older, that doesn't want this to happen. And then when asked about it, they send out these surveys from time to time. Send out a survey and see what percentage comes back. Because I guarantee it'll be 99%. We want that bleeping hog. If they ask, do you want the slobber hog in the court? Yes or no?
I think if given a choice, people probably put that out there because of the nostalgia of the early 90s and Barnhill Arena and all those things. But that's not an issue that I'm going to quit going to games over. No. That's not an issue that I'm going to – I mean, that's not a hill I'm dying
Listen,
for.
If you're going to charge us an arm and a leg for condiments and sodas and everything else inside that venue, at least put the proper logo on center court.
The marketing department there would say they have. But Hunter Yurachek, who was with us a while back, said we've already got it out there. It was a part of Nolan Richardson's signature.
I know. He played it off as it's technically on the court, but that's not it. Everyone knows it's not it.
I mean, if they want to put that out there, I'm okay with it. But I don't see that happening because it's not your official logo.
I'm just disgusted.
Now, the question is,
it isn't What's Your Beef Wednesday.
They have had the outline of the state on there. I think that's probably going away.
Good. It doesn't look good. And I love the state of Arkansas, and I love the not architecture, the shape of our state. But that does not look good on center court.
And here's the thing. Today's the 2nd. They've got 25. They got less than 3 weeks to get this done. You got a game coming up in there in 23 days.
Hey, I'll tell you what. If you're listening right now and you're in charge of what did you call it, the sanding?
Yeah.
ESPN Arkansas will pay you to put the slobber hog down there. We will pay the expense. I don't care what it is. Just put it on there. Worry about getting fired and whatever later.
Yeah.
We will pay you. And by we, I mean Tommy, to get this done.
Yeah, always good to spend someone else's money.
Yes, it is.
Absolutely. Hey, we're brought to you by Gaston's White River Resort, 870-431-5202. We love hanging at Gaston's. My man Phil and Matt, they stayed up there a couple of weeks ago. They rave about every trip they get to enjoy Gaston's for a couple of days. It's a great place right here in our own backyard to kick back, relax, and unwind. They've got 80 private cabins and lodges. Gaston's has got a great group of guides to take care of you, and fall fishing is always great. Rest of this month, into November, and soon we'll be telling you about winter rates. If you call and ask, they can probably get you booked for the wintertime as well. 870-431-5202. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
What's Your Beef Wednesday is brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. Online at richardscountrymeatmarket.com.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is Arkansas pitcher Gabe Gacko, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
He struck him out swinging on a breaking ball.
Head to toe, it's gotta be Jelco for hard work and the great outdoors.
With quality, price, and comfort you like.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. big old slab. C'est bon, Tankersly.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouth.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for everything football. From the preseason NFL to college kicking off, BetOnline has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. Think you know your stuff? Try our winner-take-all $300,000 NFL Survivor Pool for the upcoming season. When the game is over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today and use promo code BELIEVE and get in on the action. Bet online. The game starts here.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive into Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial...
Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2022. Anheuser-Busch, Busch, and Busch Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbors since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
You know basketball as well as anybody I've been around.
So first and foremost, I appreciate that compliment.
Green running at the 5, touchdown Arkansas. There was a low snap. Green picked it up and just kept on trucking.
Do you want to watch the Morning Rush, Halftime, Even, Ruskin, and Zach? Find our live video stream on Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and Twitch. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio.
Welcome back to the Tankersly Food Show at the Fort Smith Convention Center. We've been rolling along here the first hour and a half or so, and I said rolling along. We've kind of been putting along, honestly.
I may roll out of here.
Yeah, I was going to say that's probably the better way to phrase it as we continue on to What's Your Beef Wednesday.
All right, we'll talk more about it in just a second. Brought to you by APAC Arcola. They have immediate openings in Northwest and North Central Arkansas. They're looking for concrete finishers, people that know how to run milling equipment, people that have worked in a quarry, people that know how to operate heavy equipment and also work on it, diesel mechanics as well. If you've got those skills and many others, go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola is an equal opportunity employer.
All right, so we're here again at the Tankersly Food Show. Our friend Casey Carter, the GM of Tankersly Food, now joins us. Casey, I heard you knocked it out of the park last year, so we had to have you back this year, brother.
Well, created a little controversy talking Oklahoma instead of Arkansas football because I'm an OU fan. We're
our company split about 60-40 Arkansas and Oklahoma fans. So
well, here's the thing that you jumped off from the front, and Tommy and I were both disappointed. You played Texas in 21. I know everyone's excited about November 16th, but you haven't played Oklahoma in nearly 20 years. And our line of thinking was, all right, you just played Texas. You're going to get Oklahoma this year, next year. Instead, they push it back. So we'll see you guys in 26.
Right.
That's 2 years off.
Yeah, we were all disappointed in that. I mean, when Oklahoma joined the SEC, all of my OU fans were looking forward to playing Arkansas on a regular basis, hoping that would be a yearly game that could become a rivalry. That's a natural geographic rivalry, but that didn't happen. So.
Softball's coming.
Oh,
basketball's coming. So
is OU any good at softball? Yeah. Anyone? Yeah.
That will be the largest crowd at Bogle Park that weekend. I think it's the first or second weekend of March, and then
basketball. Be a lot of red there.
And then basketball's the second, or it's the last weekend of this January as well.
Tankersly celebrating their 80th year.
Yes,
and,
sir.
The food show coincides with that, but this is something we had the opportunity to be at last year, and we thank you for inviting us back and expanding it with the Morning Rush and Halftime. This is one of y'all's big events of the year to really roll out everything, quote-unquote, on the menu for food service folks out there and anyone in the restaurant or food service business.
Absolutely. This is today is the culmination of a 2-day event. We had a golf tournament yesterday morning over at Eagle Crest. We had our hospitality party last night over at the casino. And then it culminates today with about 110 vendors cooking up all kinds of different stuff, a lot of the products that we carry in our warehouse in Van Buren, and then the customers can come and try stuff out, look for new menu opportunities, and have a good time.
One of the things we had your corporate chef on, Jeff, earlier, Jeff Greening, and he made us a great ribeye steak and a great burger that we shared here on the air. But y'all cut beef in-house for your customers, and and you got different grades, different varieties, but I'm telling you, what he brought us was tender and delicious.
Yeah, we actually opened up a meat packing facility about a quarter of a mile down the street from our warehouse in Van Buren about a year ago, and we cut our own fresh cut steaks, different grades like you said. We also do our own hamburger patty grinds, and we do different blended grinds like what you tried out.
Yeah.
Basically a ribeye, 3 different types of steaks ground into some hamburger meat. So
whatever you're doing it right.
It's great stuff. It's really good stuff.
Now, a little bit later, you're going to have some local chefs from some of your restaurants that are customers of Tankersly's compete here on the stage. I know the guys from Halftime's going to be trying some of that, but you cover all of Oklahoma, all of Arkansas, and the kind of the edge areas to those neighboring states. If someone's listening that owns a restaurant, they own a food service a business of any kind, how can they get in touch with Tankersly's? And if they want to do business with you, what's the best way to go about that?
Well, they can go to our website at tankerslyfoods.com. They can download our app, Tankersly Foods, search for in the App Store, and they can reach out to someone there, or they can just stop by 3203 Industrial Park in Van Buren.
All right, you got 110 vendors here today?
I believe so.
Is there a favorite? I won't ask you to pick one name.
Pin them down on the bat.
Favorite food. If you were going to go up to just 1 or 2 or 3 of these booths, what's a can't miss for you?
Well, the can't miss is obviously our corporate chef Greening cooking up our steaks. He's cooking up a lot of T-bones today. That's one of the items that we're showcasing,
Jeff.
And we've actually got those on sale for $3 a pound off. So it's basically equivalent to buy 1 case or buy 3 cases, get 1 free. But that's my favorite.
Can we get one of those in our trunk on the way?
Absolutely.
Do you have a non-compete with him? Because we're trying to hire Jeff.
I do not. Y'all are welcome to buy as many as you want.
We're thinking about having Jeff be our Morning Rush official chef. We don't have an official chef of the show. So we
definitely Jeff Greening, Chef Greening cooking all that. But basically any place that's got the meats, I like all the meats. So
yeah, and there is a lot of variety here. Everything from produce to meats to all the favorite side items and things that you find a variety of places. So
yes, sir.
All right, well, thanks again for having us. Congratulations on 80 years, because any business that's around for 80 years has done a lot of things right over multiple generations, and y'all are certainly doing it right for your customers and in the end, us consumers out there.
Yep, that's our motto, is whatever it takes. So we try to live by that and take care of our customers, and they take care of us.
All right, that's tankerslyfoods.com.
Tankerslyfoods.com.
All right,
correct.
So if you're a restaurant owner, food service person out there, they can take care of you. Well, thanks for having us.
All right, thank you.
All right, a lot of fun here at the Tankersly Food Service Food Show, celebrating 80 years, and I'm telling you, it's a fat man's paradise is what we got here.
That it is, as we continue on here on the Morning Rush. Tommy, did you I can't remember what you said earlier. Have you watched any of the MLB games in the
No, I
first
haven't yet.
round
I know
of
they had
play?
the wild card games or the
Yeah.
play-in games or.
Detroit beats Houston 3-1. Kansas City behind the bat of Bobby Witt wins 1-0 over Baltimore. The Mets beat Milwaukee 8-4, and then San Diego beats Atlanta 4-0. Colton put in the notes, the Orioles have still not won a postseason game since 2003 at the ALDS. Their playoff losing streak extends to 9. You've got, let's see, McCann. I almost said, why am I saying Hudson Clark? Heston Kjerstad, and one other player, Tommy, that I'm forgetting off the top of my head. But you've got
Not been attending the White Sox.
Yeah.
They're not in there.
I'm blanking on the last guy. But, yeah, you've got a handful of Razorbacks that are participating right now, the wild card and playoffs as well. Hoping to see some more continue on. I guess we hadn't got a chance to hear. I was hoping that Connor Nolan would be promoted before the season to the Chicago Cubs.
Get on the postseason roster.
It's coming. It's coming. He's going to be back.
The Cubs didn't get on the postseason roster, but yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Sorry, Big C.
Yeah.
The postseason will come. That'd be cool to see him and Wrigley pitching postseason baseball, wouldn't it, Christian?
Without a doubt. I just hope they make it.
I saw where he's in town. He's playing golf in Fort Smith at Hardscrabble last week. So I saw that on Facebook. Someone had posted a picture of that.
Yes, we have been invited to go play with him next time he's in town.
Cool.
So excited to eventually do that.
All right, that drive to the World Series, it's brought to you by our friend Larry Rath and Rath Auto Resources.
Yes, yeah, I had a chance to stop by and see Larry and his team earlier this week. Actually, Larry was off working, but I did see Philip. I saw Tanner and the rest of the squad. We were talking about man caves and what every man cave needs, and I think it was pretty consensus you need a good TV. Well, at every car dealership, you need a good car care center, and that's what they have at both Springdale at Rath Mitsubishi and in Fort Smith at Rath Auto Resources. Everyone needs their staple. Everyone needs their tried and true and what they can go back to. The reason I like going there is because the guys send me a detailed list of every little checkpoint, not just like the checks, but they also send pictures. All right, this is what this looks like, this is what that looks like. So if you are in need of a car fixture or if you're in need of a vehicle, pre-owned or a Mitsubishi as well, stop by and see David and his team in Springdale, Rath Mitsubishi, and Larry and his team at Rath Auto Resources in Fort Smith. Two great locations, both north and south of the tunnel. All right, as we check back into north of the tunnel, here's we're at Tankersly's Food Show in Fort Smith at the Fort Smith Convention Center. Again, what's going on heading into this week? Concerning being that Arkansas's health took a beating last week against Texas A&M, the tight end position, the secondary position. Here's what Coach had to say about just kind of those guys leading into this week and how they might have to change some things.
It is a concern. We're going to have to do a good job with some of our key players mentally because we're not probably going to have them for at least a couple of days, and maybe get them back on Wednesday, hopefully. But it is a big concern, and most of our injuries are offensively, which the ones that we're most concerned about. You know, the big physical D lines, I think, have taken a toll on our tight end position, especially. That's the one that I'm right now most concerned about. But, yeah, I think it gives an advantage. You know, we're undefeated coming off our bye game, our bye weeks. And a lot of that is because we get our players back. I remember last time we played Tennessee here, they were coming off a bye week, and they started out like gangbusters on us, and then we were able to come back in the second half. But
that was a fun game back in 2020. But, Tommy, we've talked about the tight end position numerously at times this year because a lot of fans don't feel like Luke has gotten enough targets or enough looks. One of the reasons for that is because he's been kept in blocking in a good chunk of situations. I mean, with him and Pushka and some of the other guys that are a little nicked up, I mean, this is a scary situation if you're Bobby Petrino being as limited as you are at the tight end group.
You'd like to flip-flop, maybe have the bye week this week.
Yeah.
And Tennessee coming off the bye, but that's not the way it is. So get through this. Hopefully you don't have anyone injured that's going to be multiple weeks, and you can get everybody healed up. You know, one thing Calipari talked in these players have to take responsibility for themselves. I mean, on getting the care, getting in the cold tubs. Cal talked about that. You know, same thing with football. These guys got to get their bodies, and they'll have an extra week just to kind of get things in shape.
We're going to hear more from Sam Pittman tonight on Sam Pittman Live here at 7 o'clock on ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, and our brand new Hit That Line Now. I say brand new, Tommy. We've had it a couple months now.
Yeah, had it a little while. Hey, be sure and make Sassy's a place you're going to stop this weekend in Fayetteville. 2 locations are just off the Weddington exit with Sassy's Barbecue and Grill, the original Red House on College. If you're going up early, you can stop there, watch some games, eat some lunch, then head over to campus. If you're looking for things to take to the tailgate, Sassy's can help you with that. Get one of the Razor Packs you can order online at sassysbarbecue.com. Sassy's in Fayetteville, 2 locations, eat, drink, and be sassy.
So I've had a few of my beefs today. 1, I don't think I'm going to see the slobber hog in a couple weeks in Bud Walton Arena. 2, I'm sick of losing these close games. What is the beef of yours? You haven't given one of yours yet.
I traveled some last week, and it was in 3 different airports along the way.
Okay.
Airports have become like Texas highways. They're always under construction. I get to XNA, they've got that thing all tore up inside and out. That's fine. We got progress on the way. You get to Minneapolis, they've got construction. You get to DFW, they got construction. And I'm not even in a car. I'm just trying to get in and about the airport. When did airports become, because we always hear about the failing airline industry. It doesn't look like they're failing to me, Ty. Everywhere you go, there's construction in an airport.
To me, it's a keeping up with the Joneses thing. Like other airports are getting bigger and better things, and airports feel like they have to keep up with the other airports.
What's Your Beef Wednesday, brought to you by Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville. No other meat market is in the same league as Richard's. They've got everything you need for this Saturday with all the selection, the quality, and the value you're looking for. They can put together everything you need to cook at your tailgate this weekend. Richard's Country Meat Market, 479-443-0000, or stop in to see Richard's Country Meat Market in Fayetteville, just off College and Rolling Hills Drive.
Chef Jeff just walked by. You need to figure out contract-wise what he wants so we can
just have him in there cooking up for us each morning.
Yes.
Wow.
The guys coming up next, don't go anywhere if you're heading this way. The morning rush again concluding now, but halftime with Phil Elson and Matt Jones coming up for the next 3 hours, followed by our friends Ruskin and Zach. That's going to do it for us today. We've got a Too Stupid Thursday tomorrow. Again, Sam Pittman live tonight at 7. Have a great day, everybody. We'll be back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m.
For new gates and some fence